I felt stagnant. I felt stuck. As if like, I was just enclosed like in myself.
The idea of working out. You are one of the first people that I have had as a life coach.
The brain has 60,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of stuff going on,
Yeah, absolutely.
So
This that shit that make it so bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah. This that shit that make it so bounce, 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 bounce.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy Mel Man with my man Kobe.
what's going on, y'all?
Hey man, look, this is Mel's Mind Podcast where we will be here giving you some life coaching advice. We're also going to be kind of diving into some basic mindset stuff that most people need some guidance on. You know what I mean? So here I got my boy Kobe. He's recently joined my life coaching. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Well, my name is Colby. I am from Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I'm really glad to be here, man. I'm really glad to be here. I feel like this is something that definitely needs to happen, not only for us two, but for our people watching, our community. And
Absolutely, bro.
I thank God for what's about to happen and what He's about to do. And happy to be here.
So Kobe, man, you're a lot younger than me. You know, you got a lot of energy, boss. So when I first met you, man, let's just talk about that. So I'm a Lyft driver.
Right.
I met you in a Lyft. So what was your first impression of when we met? How'd that go?
So honestly, it was like I can already tell off the bat, like we were connecting on some things. Of course, I was at a low state of mind. I was very low vibrational. So things that you were saying wasn't resonating to me, but I can tell there was a spark there that we needed to come together and create this connection. But meeting you for the first time was a wonderful experience because, of course, what we're going to go into in this interview, how things have changed. But yeah, it was.
So talk a little bit about that. So where were you before I met you in your life? Like, how was that?
I felt stagnant. I felt stuck. As if like, I was just enclosed like in myself and being enclosed. Just kind of being, stuck like a shell. And within that shell, I actually did not know who I was. So it was just, a combination of just, low self-esteem, low self-confidence,
depression,
not even caring about what I was doing. And, I would kind of blame that on so many things instead of taking full responsibility for what was actually happening.
Yeah.
And, part of that was just also not having a connection to God, with my opinion. I don't want to really bring too much religious beliefs, but, I didn't have
whatever beliefs you got, bro, this is your interview today,
right.
So if that's what you want to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So again, so like you said, you were in a state where you kind of didn't feel like yourself. You didn't feel like you wanted to be organized with anything. You kind of didn't feel like you had any structure and stuff like that. Kind of what you're saying, right?
Yes.
So for me, like I'm the type of a person where I can kind of feel that, and I definitely felt that when you got in the car, and I did see that you had the ambition to want to do better.
Yes.
It's probably maybe you just didn't know what to do or how to go about it and stuff like that. And after that day, we talked for the first time, bro, and I felt like we've been locked in ever since, right?
Ever since, man.
That's great. So So tell me about the transition. So what happened? What made you want to get out of that mindset of being kind of feeling like you're depressed and stuck in that shell? What got you out of that? What was the key determining factor? Was it something I did? Was it something you saw? What was that?
So honestly, you were a good figure. Someone that I can look at and kind of mirror not only like as far as physical, but your mental, the way you speak, the way you carried yourself. And I'm like, you know what? I can be so much more, so much greater. I have so much more opportunities out there for me. And, there's so much more for me as a person. And I was like, talking to you and having conversations, it was, very inspiring to me. Another thing I would say, I feel like I was in that space because I was more in a feminine state, always fantasizing of things that I could do and that I wanted to do, but never have that masculinity to actually make actions and create a plan to do it.
Yes.
So I was really stuck there, but seeing you, having conversations, doing things, and us going to the gym really helped with that, and it benefited me further in the long run.
So I'm gonna just go on a little side note. I like how you put that. You were more in a feminine mindset state. And that's one of the biggest things on this podcast that we're going to be addressing is men that are stuck in a mindset where they feel like they can't do.
Right.
Men need to do. We need to take action at every single point in time. If
Right.
we don't, we'll become stagnant, depressed, feel like we're not ourselves. We need challenge every day.
Right.
So you're lacking challenge in your life.
Yes.
And for most men, they don't understand that. They don't understand that that's what they need to get out of that shell of a life that you feel like you can't do anything. You need the constant challenge. You need to be able to go to the gym. You need a
Yes.
buddy, the buddy system, somebody that's
Yes.
gonna kick you in the butt when you start to go a little bit slow. You know what I mean? Because that's what we are as men.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean? We have to build off of each other, bro. So I
Yes.
really like that you brought that up. That's very, 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 very powerful that you brought that up. So now that you've kind of got out of that shell, and now that you understand a little bit more about who you are, you even got a closer relationship with God.
Yes.
I kind of want to go on that topic. So the first time we talked about it, right?
Right.
You were kind of reluctant, which
Yes.
is very understandable, because of you had some past church trauma as well.
Yes, of course.
So speak about that.
So, stemming off of the last question into this question, so the church thing has been something that's been plugged in later on in our history. Going back on history, spirituality has always been a thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, even before the Bible religion,
Yes.
and the Most High and how people view the Most High. It's been a thing for almost 250,000 years.
Yes.
I can look this information up. So the spirituality part of it, it was almost as if I was spiritually dead. And with that, I was always making excuses and blaming society for my problems.
Yep.
So as I got closer to the Most High, another thing I would say is SR is a really good, it's a valuable practice that you can do if you want to get closer.
What's
to
SR? Explain.
Semen retention.
Okay.
Semen retention is a big factor if you want to, create that antenna to the Most High God, because it's a real struggle going against these people out here constantly trying to drain you for your energy, drain you for your spirit. So it's easy to be persuaded and deceived by other people's words and actions. Absolutely. When you don't have your own perspective on what the Most High is. So when you try to create that connection, I don't advise anybody to go straight to the church. I don't advise you to go seek religion. Sometimes you can't even seek another man. I would go straight to the Most High. I would ask God, what it is, what am I doing, what can I do, go on semen retention, stay away from these vices, Pornhub, these what is it, Tinder, dating apps. Stay away from
things that
Instagrams.
are growing lust
yes
inside you, right?
Lust, I know, because it can keep you distracted from what's actually important.
Absolutely.
In your life.
Keep you from the goals. Yeah.
And that's also one of the things where I was at too. I was relationship issues as well kind of drained me too, and left me stuck, because when you get in those relationships, you're carrying on something that you don't even know for sure if you can fulfill and actually keep it. So that's also another thing. And getting closer to the Most High, when you create that connection, it will give you the discernment so you can see who's good for you and who's not. And that's one thing I really appreciate. And of course, with discernment, I can tell off the bat that me and you were definitely one of the guys that I needed in my life.
Bro, that's love, bro. I appreciate that, definitely. So like your transition from not believing to believing.
Yes.
You did tell me before that you were a church. I'm sorry. So would you?
I was a junior deacon.
Junior deacon.
Yes.
Junior deacon in your church before. Kind of had a bad experience with that.
Right.
And then that kind of drew you all the way back.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then the day we had our conversation, I remember I'm like, bro, come back to God.
Yes.
And you're like, no, I feel like I can't do everything that I want to do, but and then I had a conversation with you. It's like, God's not restricting you from doing anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we are here to do everything in His Word abundantly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and that came with the mindset of feeling like you're in a shell.
Yes.
So the thing that I'm trying to really, really emphasize is, I know if you guys have watched a lot of my lives on Instagram, I go on about the mindset of the depressed for a reason.
Yes.
Because it's a common thing over and over and over. Everybody feels the same way.
Yes.
And there's certain things that you can do to get out of it. Look at my man Kobe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's so much more that we're going to talk about that you don't even know, that this man has literally took himself out of a place of darkness to the light. All right. So that's amazing, bro. So along those lines, so now that you have got yourself out of the darkness and you feel as though you found a purpose, what is that purpose? What is your goal? You have any
Okay.
goals next 2 years or anything?
Yes, I actually do. But to stem off your last thing,
Yeah,
what you were
sure.
talking about, the depression and things of that, and in my eyes, the way I see it, I feel like it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on upon
Absolutely.
us that people don't understand or can
Mm.
comprehend. Um, a lot of strongholds being placed on people, and it's almost as if you seek natural remedies, which I can understand. We all have the wisdom. God gives us wisdom, of course,
Right, right.
but some things you just can't let go if you're
No,
not connected to the Most High,
absolutely.
and it's going to keep going on and on and on because as we walk this earth, it's either are you working for evil or you working for good.
Absolutely, bro.
So where I was at, questioning God, doing whatever I wanted, I was working for evil,
Mm-hmm.
because God's always going to want the best version of ourselves.
Yes.
So going on to my purpose and my goals and what I see myself doing in the future is God has placed me here to help my community, not just my community, but our people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Melanated people,
Absolutely.
black kids, black mothers, dads, older people. We are here to help kind of rejuvenate the systemic damage that's going on
Mm-hmm.
that that the elites are placing on us specifically
Right, right.
because we are chosen.
Right.
So we are here to kind of like provide some type of service to our people, whether that's physically, mentally, financially, and we're all learning.
Mm-hmm.
We're all, we all have flaws and we all have things that we don't have. So when we come together and we create a group and we get together, we have different minds coming together. Everybody benefits from that.
Right, right.
You don't have to rely on yourself. You don't have to rely on yourself to pick everything up. You have brothers, you
Right.
have
Because what you
sisters.
don't know, someone else might know. Right,
Exactly.
right.
So you can kind of feed off each other, and everybody can kind of feel their be successful and chase their goals. So I see myself building Guiding Light, the Brothers of Truth, Wisdom, and Spiritual Essence. That's a project that's really been laid on my heart by the Most High, and I'm going all full for it. I'm currently studying not only in world history, which I am studying world history, but economical and financial.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also trying to get my life together as well. And knowing the Most High, knowing my purpose, it makes me even more driven and focused on what I'm here to do. So
Yeah, bro, that's great. And just elaborate a little bit more on Guiding Light, bro. That's a very, very good project that you came up with. Like,
right.
it's amazing, bro.
So I always seen different platforms and things that people were pushing out. So I thought it would be a good idea for my community. I see what's going on with the damage and everything that's going on. So I was like, you know what? What is it? What can I do right now to help my community, regardless of what type of situation I'm in?
Right.
I don't have the most money. I don't have all the things that I could have, buildings and things of that nature. What can I do right now? Because I want to stop making excuses and start doing something. So I was like, you know what? We already were connecting together. When I met you, we started hitting the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I seen JP got incorporated. I seen Josiah got incorporated.
Right.
I'm seeing these different brothers get incorporated. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why can't we make this a community thing?
Absolutely.
Why can't we make this a worldwide thing?
Right.
To gather like-minded people and come together to help our community and push out great information and beneficial information that's going to help us grow.
Right.
Because the only way we're going to really step into who we used to be years ago, years and years, is unification.
Right.
Unity. We're missing unity. We're missing drive, passion, ambition, integrity. No one has that. So when we come together and we help each other, that's what's going to get us to the next step. And that's excluding religion and things of that nature. That's in general. That's history.
That's just,
it's facts.
Exactly.
Guiding Light is a project I really want to get this to explode, man. I really want to do something with this, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on.
That's love, bro. Like I said, that project, when you came out to me about it and what the things that you wanted to do and the other ideas that you have, I was like, bro, I'm down. You know what I mean? Because I got so much information that I can literally just start throwing it at you guys, and then you guys can pick it up, throw it to the next person, and then so on and so forth. So like you said, hopefully this is a worldwide thing that we can actually get, people who are on the wrong track on the right track, so that way they can now have the morals, have the integrity, have the passion, have the responsibility, and have the ability to believe in themselves further. And then as well, if they want to continue on their path to God and church, they can do the same thing as
Yes,
well too.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So, bro, that's amazing. I love that.
Yo, what's good? It's KTG. Look, for all my brothers out there that's looking to come together, I see what's going on in our community. We're trying to make an impact in our community, so we forming this group. We forming this project called Guiding Light. Brothers of Truth, Wisdom, and Spiritual Essence. We're trying to get together. So follow us on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Let's do this, man.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Joe, man. I'm glad to be a part of the God and Light, man. I'm glad to be a part of the truth, the wisdom, the knowledge that's about to bring forth on this platform, man. I'm just ready to bring a change, not to myself, but to my community. And that's it, man. Love y'all.
Right. Yeah. So let's go off a little tangent, right? So
Okay.
the idea of working out, you are one of the first people that I have had as a life coach,
Right.
As a life coach student, I
Right.
should say,
Yes.
right? And your goal when you came to me, you wanted to lose weight.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that. How much weight did you actually lose in how much time?
So when I started, I was actually like real big. I was 268, 264 around that time. I am now 221.
That's amazing.
Feeling a lot better. I know there's a lot more to be done, but
Yeah.
just within that, that time there, all the benefits from it, it was just, just hitting me.
How long did
You
it
know?
take you to lose that?
I lost, once I actually concentrated and focused, I say about a good 2 months. 2 months to
That's
3
amazing.
months.
45 pounds almost.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
So it was definitely, and the benefits from it were just, because on top of that we were doing other things, of course, and yeah, man, I started getting more confident, really getting in my bag.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
started thinking out the box, So now that I'm working on myself, now I'm improving myself. What other aspects of life can I improve in?
Right.
And that's what had happened there. So I lost a lot of weight, and,
That's amazing, bro. So as far as the losing weight, what physical benefits did you feel from that?
I felt a lot faster.
Mm.
I felt a lot, more fluid with my movements. Being so big and stuff, sometimes you can feel very sluggish at times. Can't really, stamina's low. I'm feeling myself getting a lot better, stronger, faster, and yeah.
That's sluggish. That's good,
Yes,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So that's one of the biggest things that I focus on is the because when I became a life coach, I wanted to focus on the mentality
Right.
of a person. Because I wanted to be a mental life coach. There's different life coaches. There's fitness life coaches. There's life coaches that for food and what have you. But I specifically wanted to focus on the mindset.
Right.
And I don't know if you watched my Instagram live this morning, but that was the topic that I was talking about was focus.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things is if you can't bring yourself into a gym on a proper basis, it doesn't need to be an everyday basis,
Right.
but on a proper basis where you have some type of a schedule, then your focus is going to be all over the place.
Right.
Because the discipline isn't there.
Right.
The ability to make yourself do something that you don't want to do, even though it's good for you,
Right.
isn't there. So that is the whole mindset thing that I try to build through my life coaching.
Yes.
Is that to show people that there are things that, yeah, you might not want to do them, but at the end of the day, they need to get done if that's what you want at the end of your road, right?
Right.
So the mindset shift, I definitely seen it in you, bro, like 1,000 times over. Like every single thing you do is just mindset shift, and you go through it very, very quick. And I admire that because I think that is one of the core things to being coached.
Right.
Because most people don't want to change the way they think.
Right.
Most people would rather just sit and, oh no, well, I've been thinking this way for X amount of years. It's been working for me. Okay, well, keep on doing it. Let's see how long it's going to work. But for you said, nah, bro, I'm going to do this. And every day you hit me up, bro, we going to the gym today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you wanted to go.
Yes,
it wasn't me calling you, yo, bro, you ready today? Or you getting up or blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. You were hitting me up more than anything else.
Right.
So that's how I know you actually wanted it. And again, for a life coach, that's what you want. You want somebody who's willing to change. You don't want to, all right, get up. It's time to do this. Oh, you don't want to do it. All right, well, now I got to make you do it. Kick you in the butt harder. You know what I mean? You don't want that. You want somebody who's willing to go through those changes, Right. So, and I definitely like that. I think we kind of covered this question, but I'm going to just go ahead and shoot it out. So is there any major changes in society that you want to be a part of?
Oh, man. Of course, our community, There's so much. Oh my goodness. I've been actually doing my studies on actually what's going on with our society, and I suggest people watching like Dr. Umar Johnson,
Mhm.
people like Riza Islam. He really talks about what's going on. There's different factors in society. One of our main problems is, of course, the racial thing. The
Absolutely.
white supremacist and the elitist problem. Um, I kind of want to be a part of the one to take the focus off of what's not necessary and put it on what's actually necessary and what's going to move us forward.
Like some examples.
So I'd say I want the religion part too. I've been big heavy on people going straight to religion to solve their issues that they're going on right now.
Right.
Because see what the problem is, a lot of our people in our society, when times get rough and you're operating at a low vibration, we tend to cling to something and expect change right away.
A vice
And
or
when we
something.
do expect to do that, we end up giving it everything we have.
Right.
So when we don't benefit off of that, then we're making excuses. Now we're blaming it.
Oh, you
So
put that so well, bro. You put that so well.
so the problem is with religion, our people go seek God. Of course, they go seek Jesus, or they seek the church, and that stops them from actually getting up and creating actions to better their life, because now it's in the hands of God and Jesus, right?
Right.
So now we're not working. Now the work part is
Faith
gone.
without works is
Yeah,
dead.
it's dead, of course. So my part where I want to be plugged in at is to be the person to let's form this group, let's get together, and let's create an action plan and reap the benefits from having the higher power
Okay.
and the Most High God.
So you wanna see the change you want to see is action.
Yes.
More action from our community.
Yes.
Absolutely, bro. That's a great one. Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, faith without works is dead. You can think all you want, but it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
One of my biggest things that I like to do now that I'm not like spiritual, because I know technically in this world that's a religion.
Right.
Now. I'm spiritual. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus. Whatever. But one thing that I like to do now that I'm not spiritual is I like to pick on them now.
Right.
Because a lot of times they will have that mindset of, oh, all I have to do is meditate and it'll come to me. No, it's not how it works.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Because yes, it does start in the mind. Absolutely. I do not disagree from that at all. Everything starts in the mind. But how does it get out of there?
Right.
You have to act on it.
Yes.
That's the only way it gets out of there. This book would not be a book if he just sat there and thought about the book to this day. You understand me? He had to put stuff together. He had to cut a tree down. People had to do things to make a book.
Yes.
Right? So yes, it does start in the mind, but the action is actually what ignites the fire.
Yes.
So yes, bro, very, very good. I love that. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Melman, and I'm here to introduce you to our new boxing fundamentals class that we have here at Mel's Mind. Whether you just want to get physically fit or learn how to defend yourself, I'm sure we can find a place here for you. So come on, bring your children, bring your friends, bring your family, and we will welcome you here with open arms. Back to the video. So last question. So for kids who have no idea where to start,
right,
and are kind of in the same dark place where you were,
right,
what advice do you have for them?
Okay, so I actually been doing my studies on this. Actually, coming from a kid, I was adopted.
Okay.
And my family, really wasn't in my life. I still don't know who my dad is, and my real mother, my biological mother, she's in New York, and I don't even know if she knows that I'm still alive. So
wow.
I know what it's like to kind of feel neglected and feel not cared for. So for a kid, I'd honestly, it just came to my attention, the social media, the phones, and things of that nature. I would definitely knock that out of my daily routine. But going into a daily routine, kids, I definitely suggest, if you want to start doing something beneficial for your life, especially when you got a lot of sources that's constantly attacking you, journaling, writing down your thoughts, what you're feeling during the day. Start creating like a step-by-step plan of things that you're going to do. Definitely, I'd suggest all physical. As a kid, we got a lot of energy and things. So like I said, like if you like football or if you like going outside and playing, I would write that down.
Yeah.
Because the brain will forget, but paper will always remember.
Absolutely.
So okay,
I know that.
Right. So I'd be like, okay, football. Okay, stay outside for an hour. Boom. Come in. Okay, so the next day I got a little test or I got a little quiz to do. I would start studying. keep your brain focused on something.
An idle mind is a devil's workshop, bro.
Yes, yes, because if you're not doing something, it's easy for those sources to attack you.
Yes,
Whether if
yes.
it's your mother, if you're your father,
Or
if you're
even yourself.
yeah,
You're
even
attacked
yourself.
with your own thoughts.
Right. So you constantly have that action plan. You have something that to look forward to. You know, a lot of kids don't have things to look forward to besides, you know, their social media and their devices that they're using now,
Right.
which I really think that's really hurting us.
It is.
It's really hurting us because these people they can get an idea of life that does not exist. You know, so
false
that
sense of reality.
exactly.
Yes.
So they're basing their whole life, their daily routines off of these devices, and it can create an abomination of a person.
Yeah.
So I really suggest staying out of that, being more physical, and you know, surrounding yourself with people with the same interests.
That's amazing, bro. So, man, I'm definitely glad we finally got this interview, bro.
Yeah, most definitely.
Got it out the way, you know, and hopefully we could do some more in the future. You know, obviously the podcast is going to be giving a lot of good information and a lot of good guests.
Yes.
And you know, if you're willing, definitely would like to have you again, bro.
Oh, most definitely.
So, do you have any tags, any Instagram pages and stuff you want anybody to follow?
Yes. Actually, my TikTok account is Kobe the Great. It's also the same for Instagram. It'll be KOLBIETHEGREAT. Also, the Guiding Light sources have just been up and running now. Guiding Light, you'll see it Instagram. You can see it on Facebook. They'll pop up with the G. You'll see it. And yeah, man. Also wanted to shout out Miracle Evangelist Deliverance Church, the church that my brother and his family have just started up. You know, if you're in the New Jersey area, feel free to come along and check it out and see what's up. But yeah, man, this
Amazing,
was awesome.
Bro. Definitely appreciate you, bro.
Most definitely.
This that shit that make it so bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, this that shit that make it so bounce, bounce.